There's a new poll out on polarization in American politics from Pew Research, and they say it has increased. That, of course, means that the right wing is more right wing and the left is more left wing. They say, quote, "The number of Americans who are consistently conservative or consistently liberal has doubled over the past 20 years. 21% are now consistent liberals or conservatives, up from 10% in 1994. In addition, those partisan sentiments are stronger among those who profess them. Also, the number of people in each party who view the opposing party in a negative light has more than doubled since 1994. Now, those are their findings, and I think it's bullshit. I think the poll is bullshit for multiple reasons. Number one, this can simply just be pawned off to people being more honest to the pollsters today about their true feelings. And back in 1994, they could have been more polite. And there's a good case to be made that the internet has made a lot of us much more brutally honest than we used to be. Okay, that's one possible thing. I'm not saying that's definitely the case, but that's one possible explanation. Another one is that even if this is true, all it says is that the fringes are more vocal. Not that everybody in the country is becoming more fringe. And number three, and this is the big one, the poll assumes that everybody has the same definition of liberal and conservative, and that they know what constitutes a liberal or conservative. And they don't. Take it from somebody with a political science degree. People usually don't know anything about the definitions. I mean, you guys who listen to the show, obviously you're really into politics if you watch the show. So you're in a different category where you do understand what constitutes a liberal or a conservative. But most people, they're just labels that they like to give themselves, and they don't really know what it entails. So with some more detailed polls, I'm going to go ahead and explain to you how it's not necessarily the case that the American people are more polarized, but it certainly is the case that the American people in 2014 are pretty solidly liberal. Okay, there was one poll that was done a while back where the American people self-describe as, I think, center-right or moderately conservative, or however they, specifically referred to it. And again, that's how they self-describe if they're giving themselves a label. That doesn't mean that that's actually where their policy beliefs fall on the political spectrum. I will give you where their actual beliefs fall on the political spectrum. So, 59% of the American people want gay marriage. That would be liberal. 58% want to legalize marijuana. That would be liberal. You could also say /libertarian, but it's by and large liberal. 62% want immigration reform, liberal. 80% want a minimum wage increase, liberal. Only 17% want to stay in Afghanistan, liberal. 65% want to raise taxes on people making $250,000 or more. That would be liberal. 65% want to expand Social Security, not cut it. That would be liberal. Majorities also don't want to cut education and don't want to cut Medicaid, liberal. And most Americans want action on climate change by a 2-to-1 margin, and they're even willing to pay to get it done. That also would be liberal. So when you go issue by issue, maybe there's a handful of issues that I'm missing that I didn't think of that they show they're actually, lean conservative on some issues. I'm sure that they exist, right? But on the overwhelming majority of the actual policy ideas, the American people are solidly liberal. So the idea that, we're split directly 50-50 right down the middle, and on this side you have people who are very, very extremely left-wing, and on this side there are people who are very, very extremely right-wing. Not really. Again, that might be true for the fringes, right? But the majority of people, okay, are liberal. Being moderate in the U.S. means you're liberal. Being a centrist in the U.S. means you're mostly liberal. Again, that's not me saying it. I'm just going by the numbers when you get into details about the specific policy ideas. So the conclusion reached by the poll, I'm not disagreeing necessarily with the numbers in the poll. I'm disagreeing with the conclusions that people are drawing from them. Okay, if we actually want to really get into the details and the nooks and crannies and the brass tacks about the beliefs of the American people, the conversation to be had is not, oh my God, they're so polarized, this is insane, man. No, the conversation to be had is, my goodness, they're much more liberal than most people think.